All right. Good evening, everybody. Just kind of barely made it by the end of the second song there. Glad to see everybody. Glad to see that Anything So's is already abusing moderator powers to, pardon me, just finished dinner. Post pen their own meme message in German, I guess. But yeah, good to see everybody. Yippee indeed, Boosh. Denn ich spreche kein nur no. Ich spreche nur ein bisschen Deutsch. Ich bin Amerikaner. Is sort of the thing that got me through the brief time that I spent in Germany. I'm sorry. Oh, actually, I left that part out. Let me try that again. Es tut mir leid, aber ich bin Amerikaner und hab nur ein bisschen Deutsch. I'm sorry, but I'm an American and speak only a little German. I can do a little more than that, but I'm much better at reading German than I am at speaking it. My pronunciation's all right, though. Let's see. Oh, the Borscht Quest. Yeah, yep. Guess I can kind of just do whatever there. Maybe Kim will have a little bit of insights. Oh, greetings from outside the Law Mines, Drask. Sorry you're there. Let's see. Je parle un petit peu français. I can almost put together the sentence, I don't speak any Spanish. Almost. But not quite. All right. Well, none of those will really help me. My pronunciations are certainly better than my vocabulary and my grammar in any of those. Let's see. Looking through the tasks, do we go down to the political paths? I kind of tried as far as I know. I don't know how far I got, I suppose. I tried to take the opportunity to be communist kind of whenever I could, but I think maybe I didn't do very well in some checks sometimes or something. I don't know. We'll figure out. Book club. I have not come across a book club, unfortunately. Yeah, I would have assumed I was being relatively proactive there, but now I learn otherwise. Consider enforced sobriety in Beet Soup Land. That was my inclination. I am inclined toward toning things down a bit. So let's get our game going. It looks like the plugin, the extension is working again, which is great. So yeah, let's see. We're kitted out for visual calculus and perception at the moment. We've got these two, and like I don't know how to determine where the shot came from without just pursuing the main quest further. The Borscht bird weapon again. I don't know how to do it without pursuing anything further. These two I just am completely without a clue about, and then I again would have to assume that I pursue the main quest further to find all the armor pieces. Thought cabinet wise, one of the things we were considering doing was passing some time reading. I don't want to do too much of that because, I've seen firsthand how some of the events can proceed as time passes, without us. But we're close on a few of these. Looks like we would need a total of 3.5, maximum total of 7.5 hours. If I'm like cleaning enough thought cabinet drawers out as I go to keep everything kind of going. We'd also need another skill point. 2 more, I guess, to do all of it. But we can at least try to do a little bit to get our current thoughts finishing up. But yeah, for the moment, let's put away the flashlight so that I don't get distracted by its lighthouse-like rotationizing. and then go see if we can handle borscht now, or if we need to handle borscht later. If we need to sleep on it, that's fine. It's late. And then it was also suggested in our dialogue that we maybe like talk to some folks here and there. So honestly, if folks are around to be talked to, I might as well go ahead and do that. Just check and see.
The old woman still sits in her chair, continuing with her chores. As she does so, she quietly hums to herself.
Evrart was specifically mentioned in the dialogue as being worth kind of talking to a bit.
The buzz of electric lights blends together with the slow rumble of the ocean waves at night. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now.
Okay, encyclopedia. I guess it's urgent. Let's do it. You're still up?
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older.
She sloshes the water in the bucket around for a bit.
My suggestion is, don't. Don't grow any older than you already are. That's old enough. What's troubling your mind?
She smiles. This pleasant tone for some pretty grim advice, honestly. Unless anybody knows of like a, aging, arresting poultice or something in this setting. What is the song you're humming?
A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an old Samaran children's song.
What's it called?
Surrender to the night.
What a name for a lullaby. Ooh, surrender to the night, she replies, rocking slowly back and forth.
That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels that way. It's instructive, yeah, that's true. Sounds nice.
Yes, it does.
All right, well, I'm off for now. All right. Yeah, Lillian's still over here. Not that I think she'll have too much to say to us. And Joyce.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Okay, be seeing you. Let's check in with Joyce. Again, probably nothing. Just being thorough.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Yeah, that's all for now. All right. I guess I can also try to check in with everybody at the church. Not that I think it's going to do a whole lot, but, you know, I got to come back over here to go to bed anyway. This is my little contemplative jog. Now that I know that there's fast travel right at the very end of the game, it almost feels like it would be, you know, breaking a pattern or something to use it at this point. I don't think I need to talk to Siling right now, honestly. One person I don't feel the need to check back in with. Alright. Borscht. Let's see. You know, we're far enough in. Did you know part of the reason Kim is not romanceable in any way is because the writers get fandom culture and knew we'd latch onto Kim Harry more with a desire unsatisfied. At least that's what Justin Keenan, one of the writers, said. Besides, that was what Tumblr is for. I mean, yeah, no, that all actually kind of just tracks. Alright, he's not there at the moment, so I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow to alter the borscht recipe, which is fine. I could probably still go talk to Evrat. Den so I have been baited. They get no content from me. I mean, that's a fair decision to come to, I think. I feel like if nothing else, they did write it in such a way as like I do see Kim as being somebody who is unlikely to go for like a fast-moving workplace relationship. I think he, is going to kind of warm up slowly over time anyway. The slow burn is palpable. Composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting low buzz. We'll, stop in and see about Mr. Bendy Light, too, while we're here.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
That's right. I was going to forget my art degree. Guess I'm coming up on the end, so once I have gotten like maybe the last skill point I can get, I can forget my art degree and have a slightly better chance at that red check. Sometimes a slow burn is a roast. Look at how important, and Harry has the whole ex-wife thing going on. There's no real time for Kim to really consider it a real option. Yeah, that's kind of the thing I was getting, is that we can absolutely, sort of like start towards something, but the time frame of the game and the circumstances don't really allow for anything, too definitive. Kim will not start a relationship because while the case is ongoing and they are working together. Also, it has been 6 days since Harry had an existentially obliterative bender. It's the dating sim. They cut off the game before the end of the dating sim. And someone took the IP away from the people who are going to give us a sequel. Yeah, I've been trying to, not weigh in too much because I know there's more than what I know to that story. But
Mr.
yeah, it's a
Dubois,
whole...
A pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Yeah, it absolutely can still be angry making, even if I don't have the definitive take on it. It's frustrating to say the least. Okay. I don't want to show him my gun. I feel like I can finish the Shady Brew without talking to him. I don't think he's got anything else for us currently. I don't feel the need to talk to our little blabbermouth there. I don't think he's gonna have too much to add. I also don't really feel the need to talk to Measurehead. I don't think he's gonna give us a whole lot to go on. I'm trying to think of anybody who's still gonna be awake. I guess I can always, like I said, go back over to the church. At least we got scared in terrible air. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we have, I think, done just about everything I kind of have open to me to do, as far as I can tell. A book, you say? I wasn't aware. Because, yeah, Joyce is on the other side now. It would be like Roy and Kuno, Titus and Clausia, Gartz. Yeah, I think we're, until the chef is back, I think we're good. I suppose I can do Kim the favor of sending him away for the night before I go bother people at the church briefly. Let's see, it's not officially translated anyway, but someone out there did a pretty good job as far as you're aware. I haven't checked it out yet, though. It's good to know, just that it exists, something that, I can look into after I have finished my playthrough here.
This late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Yeah, we will. Enter the shack. Exit the shack. Now that we are once again Kimless, we can spare him the indignity of dipping into the church and just, you know, saying hi to everybody there real quick. Yeah, it's kind of feels a little surreal that there isn't too much left that we can do. It does seem like there's some things that we kind of left on the table, so to speak, by accident, not for lack of trying. But been pretty thorough with the stuff that did register.
Oh, the god of dance is back! I'm dancing with the god of dance!
Right. He dances over to you, moving in a slightly less lame manner.
Goodbye, officer.
Yeah, slightly being the operative word there, I think.
Hardcore.
I mean, I guess this is a church, anything so I guess you can do the hymn thing. Let's see. And there's a spiritual sequel in the works by the OG writers in a new studio, Hopetown, I believe it's called. That's something to keep an eye on then. Excellent. Have you seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Fair enough. Yeah. Last, a silver lining in a world of constant development
What's
hell.
on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, you know, any game getting actively developed at all right now is kind of a miracle, given just that the industry kind of is eating itself at, like, the, you know, highest levels.
Good morning! Yeah! Harder car!
Alright. And Sona?
Yes, what is it?
You seen anyone suspicious, say a woman named Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I'm gonna frustrate my Inland Empire, I think, by looking at this window again.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Yeah. I assume there was something to be done there, but I have a figurine that I can't seem to give to her. It's the only figurine that I've found in the entire game so far, at least. Sona looks around the room, filled with definitely not drug dealers making Anodics dance music. No one's suspicious around here. She's gone, like, feral, I guess, maybe? She's slowly returning to nature, surrounded by the music. I'm gonna dial another random number, see if I can get yelled at.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
All right, this time we're dialing 00551179112.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
Is electricity? Tricity? I don't know what the French for that would be. I need to speak with electricity, please. Oh, it's electricity. Okay, it took me a second. It's a prank call. Gerard, what a douche name. Change it. Change your name. Or, sorry, wrong number. Yeah, okay, let's prank call him. Is electricity there? I need to speak with electricity, please.
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna make an appearance if you ever call this number again. Have a good one, asshole.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Love the very matter-of-fact narration there. Yeah, Alex, no fun. Yeah. I am the kind of person who, when I discovered in the GameCube version of Metal Gear Solid that I played a long time ago now, that you could go through the codec numbers, frequencies, 1/100th of a frequency at a time. I went through all of them before I left like the first room of the game where you can use it. So there is a non-zero chance that I could spend a long time just going through all of the possible little phone bits there with the money I have left, but I feel like that wouldn't make for extraordinarily stimulating streaming, and I'm excited to sort of see the resolution at this point. So hard to convince myself to do it. In the meantime, let's see how we do with sleeping tonight. That's been dicey for a minute.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
I like a decent rest if we manage to sleep through it. Kim dating sim phone calls episode. Yeah, Trask. All right, let's go to sleep.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
Nice.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
Yeah, Boosh, the constant fucking threat of a dream sequence. It rears its ugly head. Yeah, every time you go to sleep, just like filled with dread. Once I am done dreaming here, yeah, I'll pull up the Kappa type screen. And yeah, Den, we need our emotional support, Kim. We need a bigger bed so that he'll, or an I Love Lucy style, like 2 twin beds, so that he can sleep just out of arm's reach. We should have explored the pawn shop and lorry driver stores to get a Kim body pillow. I think we could probably fashion one, but it might hurt our chances with the actual Kim if we did. Let's see. But I've been bad. I haven't earned this.
No, you haven't. You've just been.
Is this the last dream?
No. This is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
I kind of do mind, though.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Puppy also minds. Thank you, Dark. Well, I thought she was done. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna spare you for a second. All right, apologies for that. Took me just a moment longer than I thought it would. But dog may make some more noise, but is not for now doing so. And yeah, I am all for Kim body pillow, but Harry has real Kim. And honestly, I could see Harry, having Kim on one side, Kim body pillow on the other side. But yeah, having to sleep in a different bed. Then since Kim keeps saying things like, I have my own house, we're co-workers, it wouldn't be appropriate. I met you a week ago and learned from my Ulu friend that you should wait until after the second date to move in together. Well, the problem is that Kim is sensible, but we are the antidote to Kim's sensibility. Thank you, Darkness, thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
It is deeply unfair that Harry Dubois can get a good night's rest in 6 days of recovering from almost fatal alcoholism, and I can't manage it in months. Okay, so you understand that that's like if Amy had a Markiplier body pillow, yes? I know the name Markiplier, and I think I would recognize the voice of Markiplier. So I guess I'm a little ahead of Den there. Context clues? Yeah, makes sense. Look, Den, but just because I could have anything so's body pillow doesn't mean that makes it normal.
Go.
Thank you, Volition. Let's open our eyes. Hey, look, Harry was doing the pose for you, Boosh. Yeah, I feel, Boosh, like I get a lot of both affectionate and non-affectionate you fucking people, oh my gods. Well, take the affectionate ones first, honestly. They are preferable. Oh, boy. Alright, let's get ourselves out in our most XP farmy gear for one last time. Oh, all right. No one in chat can strangle anyone else in chat. Illegal roughhousing.
Yes?
No, I'm enjoying you all. All right. So, let's go keep the alcohol content of the borscht low to moderate. I guess I'm not going to get in the way of anybody's consensual strangling. I'll just advise safety. Just be very careful with anything remotely related to, the airways. Anything so's comes back to a conversation about body pillows of them. But can make everyone body pillows.
Oh, sorry, officer. What do you want?
Nothing. You're good. I just wanted to check in. All right, let's borscht it up. Maybe read a book or two. This body pillow and breathplate discussion is going places. I'll check out for a second while I do the borscht here. I mean, yeah, I guess buy us a sublimation printer and we'll get started on it. All right. Hello.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
What's in the borscht you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question.
Thanks, Rhetoric.
He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
I did do this. Mercury rising. Run your fingers through your hair.
Borscht need more vodka?
He looks at the soup, then at you, and picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
I don't know if that's how I would describe it, Kim.
Vodka borscht!
Oh, no.
I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
I forgot. I thought maybe we had killed it. But here it is. Yeah, the return. Oh, boy.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate your aid in buying sublimation printers and similar things, Den. Typically whatever comes out of the Patreon goes to, you know, trying to pay down the GM house debts. Body Pillows and Breath Play is the name of Trask's next nerdcore album. Okay, no vodka. Turn your fingers counterclockwise. Cut it.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
All right, I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. All right. We finished up that task. Huzzah. And also got what is likely to be our last skill point here. Which means we won't be able to do quite all of our pending thoughts. Even in a best case scenario, we'd be able to do 3. And, you know, it won't be our last skill point. All right. Fair enough. That does make me more reluctant to give up my XP farming thoughts, I suppose, but yeah, there's some stuff beyond the point of no return. It's just point of no returny. Yeah, negotiating consent here in the chat. I'm proud of everybody for, you know, being very you know, constructive, pro-social, chill. All right. Well, I went through all the trouble of getting, you know, like a bunch of information about the, you know, Helm Dollarman books. So I may start there in terms of just passing a little bit of time. Again, I don't want to overdo it because I know.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
All right, farewell for now. But yeah, I want to spend enough time to you know, see the results of our thought cabinets here, and then get on with it because yeah, I know that time will pass regardless. So let us annoy the bejesus out of Kim.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
So I do not so Den had said I would have no way to know if the body pillow was in fact anything says body pillow, but that seems like a problem for future Den. Which is labeled like an AU, I believe. I missed where Boosh asked, would anyone else be up for a recreational fight to the near death? I can't say I would, but the part of the reason I was bringing this up is because I will not I will basically promise not to share the specific artwork, but as anyone who has checked out Anything So's username there would know, they're a doll maker, fiber artist, and in that doll maker, and would be able to find, I believe, on their Instagram a sort of loose self-portrait doll. Well, I for now I can't remember if it was Valentine's Day or birthday, but commissioned some essentially magical girl fan art of this self-portrait doll, and yes, you are basically a real frog is kind of what I'm saying. But I think if I were going to get as the spouse of the real world Anything So's, if I were to get an Anything So's body pillow, I would get that self-portrait doll magical girl fan art as the art on the what's the word, dakimakura, the case for the body pillow, and used the bang path to include the specific me or the specific them they're referring to. Bang paths originate from computer science, but yes. Yet another thing Sans Undertale is tainted. I'm sorry, I will play the game. I'm just very amused by chat and over caffeinated and so distractible. So yeah, I'll proceed with the actual game now. So I believe Man from Helmdall and the Devil Woman was the one that we sort of like dug up. And Helmdallerman is maybe the first one. You are very entertaining. But I don't really see a reason not to buy both currently. I mean, I guess it would be maybe helpful to have some money left over. I guess I can buy one at a time. Let's buy Man from Helmdall and the Devil Woman.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
All right. I can come back and buy the other one in a moment. Let us read a book and see if it finishes one or more of our thoughts. So, the frontispiece of this old paperback features a muscle man in chains kneeling before a salacious-looking woman on a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man, casting shadows on the wall, and the shadow of the vixen's headdress looks like a pair of demonic horns. I would so have picked this up from Books A Million shelves when I was like 12. All right, let's have a read.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Helmdall man.
Okay, let's look at the back cover first.
The jacket copy proclaims, Man from Helmdall returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, Noble Tyribald. Before Man from Helmdall can mount a rescue, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City, where a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will Man from Helmdall be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing friend?
I bet he will. Man has a two-hander in each hand. Nothing can stop him. Time to flip through the book.
You open the book to a random page. Man from Helmdall, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination. His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield.
So what I'm getting is that he is basically my first ever Diablo 2 character way back when that game first came out.
Good God, this is some retrograde stuff. When was this shit written?
I bet it was like last year. Yeah, that's the guy from the shirt.
You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38.
Oh shit, gritty and heroic, or let's give this a chance, or vulgar. Let's give this a chance.
Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Heimdalla tribe. From the village of Heimdall, the ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name.
Give me more.
Man from Heimdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself?
Onward.
The steel muscles of man from Heimdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home.
You know what? We're going to get really into this book for a minute. Holy shit, this is so me. Really get into the book. I presume, Drask, that yes, like Arnold in the eventual movie adaptation, it's going to be gleaming with baby oil, or something similar.
A passage reads, "The man from Heimdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Heimdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles."
I mean, he's got a more extensive vocabulary than some versions of Conan. But he also sounds like the general from Dr. Strangelove, which is never a good look.
Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Heimdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife. Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, "I have grand plans for you, man from Heimdall." She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. "First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the man from Heimdall. Yet inside, there is turmoil. This goes against all he holds sacrosanct."
Uh-huh. That's... We cannot let Harry get into this world's equivalent of Conan, please. It is fun how everything women do is salacious, especially in this book, Den. Yeah, most especially. Drask feels that we should go with... I kept hoping it would get better, but the writing is terrible and repetitive. I was gonna see, actually, we're so close to cleaning out the rooms. All right. It is... The thing is not particularly epic, so I kept hoping it would get better, but the writing is terrible and repetitive.
What do you even know about literature? Have you ever read a book in your life?
Of course I have. Maybe, I don't know. Excuse me, I know a thing or two about critical analysis and art. I do. I have a thought in my head about it right now. This is reminding Den of Sasha Lamb posting about reading Mercedes Lackey. Oh. I'm trying to remember. I know that I read some Mercedes Lackey books, but they were among those that were given away in the time where they still lived at my parents' house, but I did not. Yeah, it's very, very vague, very dim. All right, so excuse me, I know a thing or two about critical analysis and art.
Write a thesis. Man from Heimdall is done with you.
Finest middle school cardboard fantasy. Fair enough. Let's see. Put the book away. All right. We can't let Harry get into Conan, I guess. Here's our thought.
Guillaume le Million. news. Guillaume Lemillion did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
That, yeah, does weirdly bring it back around to breath play, and yeah, sounds about right. And also, yeah, did read as a warning. We at least need a book series where the main character can be played by Dwayne instead of Arnold. Our bonuses: +1 to pain threshold because blood oxygen is boring. Sorry. That got me. And all psyche learning caps raised by 1. I mean, we don't need the second thing so much right now, but you know, a little bit of pain threshold never hurt anybody. Well, okay, that's the wrong phrase to use in that case, but you know what I meant. All right, we're close to cleaning out the rooms and kind of close to date of birth generator. Let's see, we can use a point to clean out a drawer if we need to. Let's see. Some kind of superstar could very well be useful. Oh, I'm sorry, Boosh, I forgot to show us our copotypes. I totally blanked on that. So, we've got 7 in Superstar Cop, 3 in Apocalypse Cop, 7 in Sorry Cop, 2 in Boring Cop, 24 in Communist, 3 in Fascist, 1 in Ultra Liberal, 7 in Moralist, 27 Good Cop, Bad Cop, 5 Honor, and 3 people killed because we can't actually have changed that yet, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I had a thought about communism. I guess maybe I got rid of it before I was supposed to have, because it was getting in the way. Mazovian socioeconomics is down here, but I can't pull up the actual text of it at the moment because I forgot it. I kept it for as long as I could, like, kind of get by, but it was giving me a pretty stiff penalty, so I forgot it. I was like, well, I guess it's not going to do anything, but maybe it would have been the thing that made the quest trigger. I don't know. I do not know. Okay, so let's see. Motorics caps kind of should probably stay up. Physique and intellect caps are honestly pretty fine where they are, I think. Okay, looking stuff about it. Stay tuned. Sure. Nowhere near our psyche caps, so I kind of feel like I could probably forget some kind of superstar. Oh, I probably didn't have the thought by night 3. I think I was preoccupied getting money. Which is actually kind of funny now that I think about it, not being able to think about communism because you're trying to pay rent. I guess a reason to try a replay sometime. See, I could probably forget some kind of superstar here. It'd be probably useful to get rid of actual art degree and Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center to get the skill points back, but man, it's tough to let go of those. Yeah, I think some kind of superstar is the one that makes the most sense. So let me go ahead and forget that. And then let's see, Jamrock Shuffle, one more door, hardcore aesthetic, and the precarious world. See, because I'm actually most curious about this one, but it takes the longest. Then go to bed on day 3. Must be in your thought cabinet. Okay. Yeah, I think that probably I just wasn't in the time window for it. Hopefully next time. Yeah. Like I said, a reason to circle back. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm kind of committing to taking a little while on this, but I do want to see what the precarious world has for us. Communism will be rebuilt in another life. Fortunately, the good thing about being a video game character is you get as many redos as the player has patience for. All right, let's go ahead and internalize this one. And maybe read something that rots our brain a little less. Maybe a detective novel.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
I want to buy Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
Oh, don't worry. Bookworm Harry is going to enjoy. Another Dick Mullen book by that Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, our detective returns from a trip, having successfully solved one case only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? No, he doesn't even look like a normal officer of the law. I'm sure we're going to have a ton of fun with this. All right. Interact.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch.
Let's examine the cover.
The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace.
Oh ho.
The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen.
Well,
that seems to sum up the premise nicely.
It does. It does seem to sum up the premise nicely.
Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder in which he is a suspect.
Yeah, that is needless to say. Esprit de Corps, I have a feeling you're going to be chiming in a lot here.
Are you really reading that, detective?
I really need to know who this Dick Mullen guy is.
Good luck finding it. He's not much of a character, I think you'll find. Just a stand-in for the reader.
I suspected as much. God forbid a cop have a little drama, right, Poosh?
The point is for the reader to feel like they're solving the crime, along with Dick Mullen. A crude narrative convention, but no less effective for it.
Thank you for the 10 XP conceptualization. Start reading.
The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vesper to a small town along the Elysium coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's asked, then returns home where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights.
You're right, Boosh. Having a friend makes it kind of unrealistic for Harry, but passing out drunk most nights, getting back on track.
An extremely unprofessional and hurtful stereotype that's offensive to all upstanding officers of the law.
Esprit de Corps, I have bad news about us.
But also extremely accurate in your case.
Oh. Hey, I'm trying at least. Look, I can't judge. Keep reading. I don't need to read this. I'm already living it. I mean, hey, I'm trying at least.
Give it time. You'll fall off the wagon sooner or later.
Electrochemistry, why do I have the feeling that you don't have my best interests at heart?
2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vesper police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in by a man matching Mullen's description.
Well, I guess that resolves the contradiction of having friends here, because it seemed like it was very temporary.
Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vesper police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence.
Let's see. The cops release their prime murder suspect so he can find the real killer? Are you shitting me? Or, no way Mullen did it. Keep reading. I mean, let's critique it. Esprit de Corps has been attempting to steer us into. The cops release their prime murder suspect so he can find the real killer? Are you shitting me?
What's the matter, detective?
Lieutenant turns to you with a start. I don't know who's writing this shit, but I get the feeling they aren't experts on homicide investigations.
The lieutenant shrugs, resigned to the idea that his profession will rarely, if ever, be accurately represented in art and literature. They're not shitting you, detective. This is what the writers think passes for police procedure.
Okay, so Mullen didn't do it. Keep reading.
Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Diana Denerva.
All right. Now it's getting interesting. What a name. What names generally in this book?
Denerve reveals that she was Spillane's lover and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel.
Like they do.
Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead.
Torvald, what a name. Tell me about the corrupt police captain.
Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder?
Or he's doing that thing from the movie The Prestige where he's pretending to have a limp 24/7 so that he can get away with murder, by being eliminated as the suspect because the suspect didn't walk with a limp. I want to hear about the politician's son.
A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane, though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height, and while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looks suspiciously like his own.
What is that about an art collector?
Torvald, the art collector, is a strung-out mess. Frankly, it's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit someone, let alone plug them 3 times in the chest the way Spillane got did. That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Diana Denerve. Could it be that this is all over a sordid love triangle?
Okay, let's get on with the story.
One evening, Diana Denerve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink half a bottle of vodka, and soon they're seeking comfort in each other's arms.
Say it ain't so.
Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips.
Electrochemistry always chiming in with the flavor.
Well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer.
Honestly, Esprit de Corps, you're really jazzing this up for me. How does Mullen expect to solve the murder if he's sleeping with witnesses? Nice. Get it, Mullen. I'm not sure I'm happy with this, but maybe the story will turn around. How does Mullen expect to solve the murder if he's sleeping with witnesses?
The man's a prosecutor's nightmare. Solving a murder counts for nothing if all the evidence gets thrown out in court over police misconduct. That's just Dick Mullen's modus operandi. He might bend the rules, but he closes cases like no one else can.
Bend the rules. I'm not sure about the. I think that word can't encompass this bit. I'm not sure I'm happy with this, but maybe the story will turn it around.
As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Deanna Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, there was something else I meant to tell you."
Of course, by the way.
I love you.
Inland Empire.
Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly.
Good. By which I mean bad. Fuck.
When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood.
Double fuck.
Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already.
What a weird way of trying to frame somebody again.
Fleeing a crime scene, destroying evidence. Even if Detective Mullen didn't commit the murder, he should be facing years behind bars.
Tell him, esprit de corps.
Dick Mullen won't be sent to the clink for the sake of some legal niceties. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in?
I mean, my assumption here is that it's going to be some sort of unsignaled twist, right? To keep you from having the ability to figure it out ahead of time and be like, I got that one. Like, Spillane faked his death and is behind it all. Wait, I've got some questions first.
What is it, Detective?
Why does everyone close to Dick Mullen wind up dead?
It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close.
Except for Charlie Spillane and whatever her name was, Deanna, I guess. Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place?
There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective.
But why is he like that?
Dick Mullen was made to crack skulls and solve cases. It's who he is. He could no more stop being a detective than a tiger could cease to be a predator in the night. You're no tiger though, Harry. You're a man. It's your curse to have to choose.
Wow, thanks, Solution.
For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is. A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages held together by glue made from the hooves of horses. You won't find the answers you're looking for here, in other words.
I'm sure this is going to help our mental state. Why bother solving crimes when the world is so evil?
Is it really so evil, Detective?
Okay, maybe not. There are parts worth saving. Or, yep, it's pretty fucking evil. Good, evil, it makes no difference. These are the end times we're living in. Parts worth saving. I mean, if Seven thinks so, then...
Like what?
Friends and family, the pleasure of contemplating art, the sweet taste of a good cigarette, which I still need to find. I mean, this one points at both Kim and the ex-wife. This one is very funny given our thought cabinet. And the fact that we're reading this book right now. Let's go with friends and family because it's, at least should include Kim.
Do you even have those?
I've got Kim.
Just make sure you don't lose him. You'll not find another like him.
I know.
It's true in more ways than you know.
I know.
But then, what does this book know? It's just a poorly made piece of pulp garbage made to be consumed and discarded.
I don't have any more questions. I figured it all out.
So, who did it, Detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve?
Communism killed them. Love did them in. The dirty police captain, the junkie art collector, the politician's twat son, Dick Mullen, or you know what? I don't even care. Close the book. Let's go with Dick Mullen for the double reverse super secret twist. Dick Mullen?
Have you been paying attention at all? It wasn't Mullen. It was an imposter. Now go on. Find out who really did it.
Finish the book.
You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes, you find yourself completely engrossed. You're turning pages so fast, you don't even notice the ancient spine coming unglued. You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick enough. They're gone.
Oh good, we destroyed the book before we got to read the end.
Dozens of pages scatter across the floor. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take way too long.
I don't know, I've got another hour before my 4-hour-long thought finishes. Stupid old horse glue.
Ah, yes. The problem with mass-market paperbacks. They are not made to last.
Kiv's just like entertaining himself for 2 full hours, maybe more, while we're doing this.
Perhaps this is a sign that you should get back to solving your own murder, huh, detective?
Don't forget, it could have been the delirium tremens.
Boy, electrochemistry, you're just always a ray of sunshine, aren't you?
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity.
4/5 of it, oh no. Alright, let's put the book away. Oh, man. Poor book. Alright. Thought.
Cleaning out the rooms. What if you didn't lose your memory? What if something in Martinez came and stored it all away, for you to slowly open one box at a time, so you can choose which parts to keep? Keep almost none of it. Only the flowers on the windowsill. Only the distant sound of a radio. Lose all the actors, the dark shadows. Leave only the still lifes. The blissful distant wash of waves. If everybody knew, you never did. She'll be coming soon. That is all.
Huh. Well, it does give us a little poem of stat bonuses. Wake up in a new life by the seaside. Dang.
Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Okay. That could have been worse. Yeah, anything says not us ignoring our trauma. Okay, so we've got a raised logic cap and a -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Okay, well that's not a bad thing, but it's not like a, you know, game changer, so to speak. Alright, so we've got an hour and a half left in the precarious world. And I guess, you know, we could probably cram in 1 or 2 more of these if we really wanted to. Anyway, yeah, Harry, Mr. Dubois, motherfucking superstar of a cop, 44. We're a year older than Kim, barely. Yeah, we've lived a little harder than we should have. Hardcore aesthetic, yeah, it'd take about 2 hours. What would we lose for it? I mean, we could lose the art degree. Seen better and worse looking 44-year-olds. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would lose the conceptualization passives here, but also get a slightly better shot at the red check in the shipping container. This would, if I forget it, we'd lose the passives, money and real, but we'd get some of our suggestion back, which, it's been leveled more or less. Draskins maybe ditch the art degree. Yeah, we could do that. Sorry, anything so's. Man. Yeah, we've got some pretty good ones. It's like kind of getting hard to get rid of any. I think Cop of the Apocalypse would be one that we could get rid of as well. Although again, it wouldn't necessarily make anything automatically easier for us. But yeah, tell y'all what, I'm going to think on it for a moment because I am going to take a quick little bio break here. I caffeinate for these, especially when they're after a full day of work, and boy does it show. So I'll be right back. Enjoy a little bit of soundtrack while I'm gone, and we'll resume and carry on for hopefully another an hour and a half. Can't stay up too late, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, I've returned, apparently just in time for a 30-second dance party. Glad to see no one's planning to walk into the ocean. Let's get right back to it. There we go. So, thought cabinet-wise, I think that, if I'm serious about trying to wrap things up, I should go ahead and give myself the best chance that I can. So, art degree, you have served well. We'll keep you in our hearts forever. And we'll free that spot up for, I think the vote was for hardcore aesthetic. So, fuck grammar, I guess. And then we can get one more if we choose the thing to forget. And I think probably Inland Empire. Sorry, I was looking at the words Inland Empire. Cop of the Apocalypse makes the most sense here as one that we don't need. Yeah, Boosh. I hope that you do not have to stand in one spot and do nothing again. That might be literally impossible for me. I've certainly never succeeded at doing it. All right. So, perhaps the last one. Oops. There we go. What is behind it? 45 minutes. I mean, we're going to be going for long enough to get this one anyway. So let's do the Jamrock Shuffle. And then if we can, then we'll get one more door as well. It won't even take that long. And boredom isn't everything. Killing me gets bad enough. All right, Plaisance. You know what? I'm going to go ask Annette about the ending of that Dick Mullen book. I like Annette more.
Hello again, sir.
You see Annette sipping on her hot juice. She looks at you with shy amusement. Little girl, help. My Dick Mullen book got ripped before I could get to the end. Do you know what happens?
Which book was it, sir?
Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet. I wish I could help you.
Alright, I'll go talk to Plaisance instead.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
This Dick Mullen book fell apart before I got to the end. Do you have another copy?
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you another one, but unfortunately, it's the last copy we had in stock.
Nobody knows. That's fine, it was the friend. I know it was the friend. Alright, let's see.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
I'm interested in that Greatest Innocence book.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
I will do my best. Alright. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It is written by one... Oh, I'm really bad at these pronunciations. Paulo Salomao Lopez de Fuego, maybe? I've probably pronounced things worse before in my life at some point. A Mesque fascist, oh good, who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. I'm sure this will be edifying. Alright, here goes.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomao Lopez de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
I was not so far on, what is that, 5 out of 6 of the words. Crack open this immense tome.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. this might take a few minutes. You ready?
I think I have my encyclopedia about as high as it'll go, so sure, why not?
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
We're halfway to paying for this book already just with that check. All right, that's so. All right, go on. Give me all the hints you got.
A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast that first innocence.
I knew what a pop quiz was. I know that's the joke.
Thanks for nothing. Dolores Day. Dolores.
I don't think she was the first, is the thing? We know that, I think. Well, Drask, I kind of trust your memory more than I trust mine. But, I felt like the idea of an innocence existed already in the story we heard about her, but maybe I was wrong. Alright, yeah, I mean, let's just guess. Encyclopedia is no help here. Dolores Day?
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps?
Boy. The fun ways in which Harry's mind activates to attack him. Thank you, Encyclopedia. I'm going to make a point to remind wipe you the next time Harry goes on a bender. Yeah. I feel like then it might be like a nameless, like, you know, like a titled thing like Paracarnassian, but like that is a nationality. So I don't know. It could be that the other name precedes, like, it, you know, is titled that as a nationality. I don't know.
Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
Okay, Inland Empire, what?
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
Alright, Den is voting the Paracarnassian. Let's give it a try. The Paracarnassian?
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum.
That's a weird sentence.
As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Strongest means what in this case? All right, surely Encyclopedia, I trust you've got my back. Sure, try again.
An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world, a literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme rule over the Occident or the known world in general. At least the parts that matter.
Yes, so interesting, but I thought you'd give me the answer to the question.
I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help?
No?
Damn. Great.
This is modeling. This is very accurately modeling how my mind works. Probably anybody who has viewed sufficient parts of this stream can already know that about me, but I'm being roasted by this game right now.
Dolores.
Pain Threshold says Dolores. Let's guess Dolores. I am Encyclopedia.
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the Innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she is not often considered the strongest.
Yeah, somehow keeps popping up in my mind. What's up with that? Yeah, 10. I think it wants to hurt you. It needs a good editor.
Even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again?
Sure.
Please, relax.
Inland Empire, I'm not particularly good at that. No, okay, then I see what you're saying. Yeah, Pain Threshold wants to hurt you. It's the one that keeps suggesting Dolores. I mean, that is kind of part of why I'm picking it, though, because I'm plucking at this thread that it brings up. And if you had any of Harry's skills 1-to-1 Encyclopedia is one I'm most sure of. Yeah. All right. Vesper Messina? It's just a 50-50 guess at this point.
Incorrect. Vespa Messina is not a person, but a defunct state on the southeastern coast of the Occident. It used to take up most of the peninsula before separating into the republics of Vespa and Messina. Care to try again?
Okay, but I know for a fact that Franconegro is also a place.
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation.
I don't think I like this guy. One like Encyclopedia told me that military might wasn't gonna be like the end-all be-all. I think Encyclopedia is also trying to hurt me, the player.
Franconegro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue.
Yeah, Boosh, very much what I was getting as a vibe, that who is the strongest answered by a fascist, yeah.
Question 3. Who was the false innocence?
Oh, God.
Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information.
God damn it, Encyclopedia. At least you're giving me 10 XP every single time this happens. And 2 real for that matter. Going to be helpful this time? I could use a hint.
Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party. during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members.
That was my sigh heavily out loud.
There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault.
Yeah, Den, we're learning some provocative history here. Yeah, innocence made the gold standard, established the divine right of kings, the concept of a capital N nation.
At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Okay, I'm really actually starting to have some affection for Pain Threshold here, despite its freaky art. It's kind of dire when your setting's religious history is making me remember specific playthroughs of Victoria 3. Dennis, Pasternak as a hockey player, I'll take your word for it. That's pretty funny though. I think I have to go with Dolores again, if only to engage with Pain Threshold here. Dolores.
No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true.
Oh, boy. I mean, Stefan the Despicable sounds like they could be a false innocence or just an unpopular actual innocence. I don't know the name Kedra, and I mean, I guess we could go with the hockey player. Let's go with Pasternak. Erno Pasternak.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
There have been a number of counter or false innocences. Some assumed to have innocentic qualities. Some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra.
Okay, so we actually got kind of all the information here, which is great.
Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all.
Who?
The most precious to humankind.
I bet it's Dolores.
I've got it. Honest.
Okay, are you sure this time? I'll bite. Hint me.
Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro.
You're absolutely certain of this?
0 doubts. While it was actually her.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already actually heard her called this, but yes, we have to obviously guess Dolores Day, because why break the pattern now? Although I do agree with Den that it would be very funny for it to be Kem. Dolores Day.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence. A most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a D, not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better.
I didn't know I was going to get graded. It's stupid that that's like actually got me. Son of a bitch.
You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
I mean, that is true, but I kind of don't regret anything because, you know, pain threshold. Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
The lieutenant is jolted awake by your furious cursing. Thinks it's so smart, goddamn.
Okay.
The lieutenant stares at you, his visage unflinching.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Yeah.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
All right, let's put the book away. We did just finish a thought, after all. Huzzah!
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle. That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows, maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
The Cocaine Skull. Oh, well, probably a little late for that to be terribly useful, but honestly, dope. The Cocaine Skull, yeah. New Sherlock Holmes mystery. All right, yeah, we do have one more door, but we don't have no more skill points. So we've got 44 more minutes until these two thoughts are finished up. I think we can probably find something to spend that time on in here, much to Kim's dismay. You have anything in this one?
This bookstore is
not. All right, so I think it's board games and the other Helmdallermann book, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what the board games cost.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
I mean, it does leave us closer to destitute than I like to be, but I feel like I kind of have to buy the Wirral game. What if we could get Sona to play it with us? I mean, probably couldn't. She's busy. But all right. Just in case it turns out to be catastrophic not to have more than 5 real.
A small mountain of colorful board.
If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals.
Plaisance, you don't tell me what to do. A high-pasternal fantastique populaire board game illustrated with bucolic vistas and featuring odd-looking humanoid creatures. It's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module and can't be played without the main game. Oh. Been there. All right, well, let's interact. Let's see.
Large letters on the front form a title. Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids. Some short, some taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings.
Examine the box.
Text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition, Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel adds, a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
6-hour real gaming sesh with Kim. Oh, you know what this probably has in it is figurines. Maybe this has figurines in it that I can offer to Dolores Day. Let's shake the box.
Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? Dice? Plastic miniatures? A fantastical alternate world full of magic and wonder? None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross, hidden behind faux realistic allegory. Wirral is no cliche-ridden apologia for colonial violence. Ural is pure imagination.
The shade here.
Yes, the Wirral setting is known for its complicated system of political alignments. But if you're not into that, you can just hack your way through dungeons in search of loot. That's what most people do.
Thanks, Rhetoric. Look at the back.
A blurb on the back reads, "Tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind Isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets.
Is this a Vern pitch?
Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?"
Yeah, you know what? We're ready to take on this challenge.
Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice.
So we are close to embarking on our third full campaign on the Dice Punks podcast. The Flying Circus rulebook describing the system that we're going to be using for that one is gonna get, I think, it's fourth read through from me in 6 years before that. So yeah, no, I'm 5 times easier than Nobilis. You know what? I didn't. Nobilis has the reputation of being conceptually difficult to sort of like accustom your mind to playing, but I didn't find it to be especially difficult to internalize. Character generation is actually kind of the hardest part, and then just kind of keeping everything in mind, which is a hard thing about basically all tabletop RPGs that I've played. The honestly not that overtly demanding system of Hardwired Island definitely gave me a little more trouble, just in terms of kind of like remembering what to do when, and making sure to make use of all the parts of the system. This is where I'll have a quiz at the end, like GURPS. I've never read GURPS. I didn't know it had a quiz at the end. That's pretty funny. I know I missed a lot of chat, but I guess I just have to be okay with that, especially, you know, if I'm maybe ever getting, you know, sort of like, you know, growing audience or anything. I think I'm 13 away from being able to be affiliate and have subscribers, so I need to basically double my followers to get there. But you know, I'll have to get used to not being able to stay directly on top of chat, I suppose. Boosh, tabletop and LARP systems never seem to make sense to me in a way that seems to work. I am like weirdly sort of polarized on tabletop systems. I haven't really investigated LARP systems, to be fair. It's just not like a side of the hobby that I've ever had a strong pull toward, but I run real hot or cold on any given system when I encounter it in tabletop RPGs. I'm either kind of like, you know, sparkly eyes, you know, slack-jawed floating toward it, or you know, very much like my thing with Shadowrun is if I'm reading the flavor text, I'm having a good time. If I try to read any of the mechanics, I immediately fall asleep. Is the you know, sort of archetypal example. The systems make sense to Den when they listen to Dice Punks. Then people tell me they're conceptually complicated, and I must trust that it was simply the punks making it make sense. I mean, from where I sit in the usual GM's chair, a lot of me making it make sense is intentionally or accidentally filing off some edges. A lot do make internal sense. You know, when I'm like reading through them, I'm like, yeah, that all makes sense. But, you know, trying to kind of keep it going and entertaining and, you know, sort of incorporate and balance, you know, 4-player characters and whatever NPCs, I tend to fly by the seat of my pants and incorporate mechanics inconsistently, but when they serve the play and the fiction, which is not really the intended use. And if I was around a table, and less, kind of thinking less about making an entertainment product and less bounded on time, I might be a little more diligent with it. But I think it's a good balance for people to strike, right? Is to try to engage with the game in good faith, but just know that you're sometimes going to fudge a thing on purpose or on accident, and have some grace for yourself. Bushin, some people do find the role-playing difficult, and some find it gets easier over time, and some don't. And that's just kind of, something that people who are sufficiently interested to give it a try learn, and about themselves is where they fall on that axis. I always do, even for older folks who are getting into the hobby for the first time and feel a little set in their ways or self-conscious about it. I always am like, look, it's fine if your first couple of characters are just like you with a weird outfit or magic powers or whatever. It helps you kind of get used to the practice of the thing. And what I find is that a lot of people will have a version of them that they start out playing as, and then it will sort of drift into being its own character after a while, of being at the table. It's kind of my experience. It's, far from universal, I suppose. Bush keeps ending up in not very great positions. The youngest Vampire the Masquerade player in a group, and ended up Prince for some fucking reason in their first LARP game ever. Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds like stressful, I think, would be the word I would use for it. Yeah, that, it feels like, having to swim before you learn, perhaps. But, haven't played very much VTM and no LARP. So I can only kind of imagine, but yeah, anything So's said it best. Bro, that sucks. Okay, I got distracted from the in-game RPG in this RPG that is throwing shade on a very famous RPG while also making fun of the RPG that it is existing in the world of. It's conceptually complicated little joke here.
In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest.
Everybody has to come up with a uniquely silly way to spell magic. Let's open the box.
You pry open the box. Inside, you find a folded-up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine.
24-sided die, dang. All right, let's look at what our time is like here. So we've got 25 more minutes until our thought is done. But yeah, let's start with the mini. Look at the figurine.
You see a man in ragged clothes, wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
Huh, interesting. A communard.
That doesn't sound very We're-all-like.
It is not. The communards are not a part of the game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Does this mean we can't play?
I have a feeling the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
Okay, yeah. Let's see if I can do as Bush asks and go around the dialogue tree again to make him explain. Bush, I want to get into it again sometime, but goddamn, I couldn't even build a competent combat character. Yeah. Vampire the Masquerade's reputation is a pretty weird one, and I don't feel qualified to comment, but I feel like, I don't know, it's been a long time since I've been in a group where the GM wouldn't tune the play to accommodate what the players made. So if you didn't make a combat character, then there would be either less of that or NPCs or in Vampire the Masquerade, right? Like player servants, right? To kind of bolster that aspect, or just move the focus off of it. No. I hope that if you do get another chance, it goes significantly better for you. It's a hobby that I really adore, though I know it's got its hurdles for sure, and especially since you seem to have an interest, I'd love for you to have a better experience than the last one you described for sure. Let's see if we can go around this again.
You see a man in...
Interesting. A communard.
What's so interesting about that?
The figurine is not a part of the real game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Maybe someone should make a role-playing game set during the Revolution.
Good luck finding people who'd want to play as communard.
All right, last time.
You see a man...
What?
A communard. One of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution.
Yeah, we are right here, Kim. Exactly, Boosh. All right.
It is not.
We're all like...
The communard.
Do that. Okay.
Good luck finding people who'd want to play as communard.
Let's take the figurine.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it.
Let's look at the die.
It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy.
Let's take the die.
You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
It is, and I will look at it when I am done here. Let's look at the map.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes and seas, also with odd names. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
That was actually my very first engagement with tabletop role-playing, was downloading like a free utility somebody had made in the like early days of home dial-up, so like not way back like Usenet days or anything, but like Netscape Navigator kind of situation, and just making maps, little, almost kind of like an MS Paint feel, but just making a bunch of little maps, and doing like little care gen utility things. I didn't even know the rules, hadn't read the books, but was just kind of messing around with these little utilities as imaginative tools. Let's look at the booklet.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds.
Completely unique. All right, let's see.
The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tueog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
The furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. I like that there's an order of importance to these options. That makes me feel great. Read about the Welkin.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
Playing Neverwinter Nights 2 again. Yeah, these legally distinct elves. I bet I know what the Dwerger are.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers.
Sounds fairly familiar, especially as the last couple times I've been trying to get through piles of work at home. I've been doing so while playing Total Warhammer 3 and banging my head against and gnashing my teeth at the flamethrower dwarves and rifle dwarves in that game.
The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog.
Sure, let's read about the humans. Let me double check here. Yeah, we do still have a little ways to go. 3 minutes on hardcore aesthetic. So let's read about the humans.
They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
Uh-huh. Let's read about the fairy folk.
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies.
You can just feel the authors losing interest. All right, let's read about the pygmies.
The least popular of the Wirral races, the pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the pygmies.
Yeah, this game hates halflings. Oh, that's pretty funny. All right, let's close the box.
A colorful box with the title Wirral in bold letters. It's a board game.
Let's put the box away. All right. Items-wise. A standard Wirral die. This basic 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of East Simony snakewood and embellished with plant motifs. It reminds you of plain and hill welkins. Note, a look at the map tab in the journal. We'll see which white checks have opened. And then our figurine here. What a nice little figurine. A turn-of-the-century leftist revolutionary in ragged clothes. On his head lies a lopsided hat, seemingly in Ushanka. In his hand, he carries a little musket. Aw. And our headless fallen rider here. Alas, no head. All right, let's get our thought that finished.
The precarious world. How not to lose. It is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Turn into salt, or a flock of seagulls. Your enemies would love that. Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting.
Critical successes and failure thresholds lowered by 1. Oh, dang. If I've got that right, that is both good and bad in equal measure, but kind of ups the extremes. Interesting. Yeah, then no head. Turns out the figurine's musket is the murder weapon. If that figurine has a musket that fires 4mm bullets, then that's a pretty big figurine. Not saying it's impossible. We are 1 minute away from the hardcore aesthetic being done. Kim.
Yes?
No conversations. What can I do for exactly 1 minute? Preferably without spending any more money.
Eva, you'll never find the answer. There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity here.
There's got to be a way to solve this.
There isn't. If only you had more time, more resources. Who knows what you could have come up with. Maybe if there had been more money, and less speed. Or more speed. Or that, yes. Either way, you might have been able to come up with an answer, but not like this. Hang on, you can do this. Use your imagination.
Oh, yay.
You know who the suspects are. Just make it up. So, who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Denuva, detective? Just fucking pick one.
Conceptualization. Come on, man. Communism, love, the dirty police captain. Fuck you, book. It was Dick Mullen. Again, I do think it was the double reverse twist of Charlie Spillane faking it all. Let's go with the dirty police captain.
Sounds good. You can't trust the fuzz after all. They say they've got your back, but do they really? More like they've got a knife in your back. You've seen it yourself, haven't you? Maybe that cuts a little close to the bone, jaded cop. Take it easy. Don't let the memory of old betrayals haunt you tonight.
We got a little bit of XP out of that, and we finished our thought.
Hardcore aesthetic. Oh yes, drugs. We're talking about drugs. Let's face it, these flirtations with the hardcore aesthetic have all been leading up to one question. Can I do drugs harder now that I'm a hard cop? And the answer is yes. You can. You can do one more blast of Pyrrolidon and yellow shit powder. You can even pull a ciggy and a lager on top of that. There, you've truly made the hardcore your own thing now.
Got one endurance, really useful for doing drugs, and one volition, same thing, hard man. I mean, honestly, even without doing drugs, that is pretty useful for us. The endurance in particular probably comes in handy, would be my thought. So it looks like Wasteland of Reality with -1 to physical instrument, and then our Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center with -2 to suggestion are the only things hurting us currently. So, when we're ready to have another skill point, we can... That's right. It is a health boost for the first time in the game. We're not on death's door. Oh, that's right. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, when we have another skill point, we can probably go ahead and give up our precious 10 XP and 2 real to be able to get this shorter thought internalized. But I think for the time being, let's go talk to our dice maker friend real quick while we're in the doomed commercial center. Do you not upgrade your health related stats? Poosh. That's the thing about me in all these games. I had to basically be forced to face reality playing Elden Ring. I was like, well, nothing requires a minimum amount of vitality, but I pick up equipment all the time that requires minimum dex or faith or whatever, and it was pointed out to me that the game kind of has a minimum vitality for you to play it. And so I finally was like, fine, I'll respec. But yeah, no, I pretty much never bump my health stats up. I will play as a piece of wet newspaper throughout an entire game if you let me. I will play a Fallout game with close to max perception, close to max charisma, close to max intelligence, close to max dexterity, as close as I can get on all those. But strength, endurance are only there to help me carry things. Honestly, Boosh, I actually had a decent little stock of healing items, but I more or less spent them all trying to fight Measurehead and have only picked up one since then. Anything. So if you can't take a single hit from the boss, you can't use a healing item. Yeah, true. That was what I discovered in Disco Elysium. But yeah, Boosh, I could probably stand to run by the Fritita and see what I can afford after this conversation.
It's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Okay. No information about the die we just picked up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no other
I'm
dice.
a bit overloaded just now, so I...
That's okay. I just wanted to check since we were here. In my defense, Boosh, I have never made a character that died to a Radroach in Fallout, though my first couple of Fallout 2 characters did die to the scorpions and the ants in the Temple of Trials at the very beginning. Basically every New Vegas character I've ever made, and in fact the character in my eternally paused playthrough of The Outer Worlds basically have to rely on stealth to get any combat done, because if the enemies open fire on me, I'm pretty much toast. Yeah, and it's the funny thing, because I do know how frustrating it gets, to play that way, but I kind of just can't stomach the idea that I would miss out on, sort of information or dialogue paths or opportunities for loot or experience. It is actually one of the reasons why streaming like this helps me out, is because I kind of have to take other things into consideration, though obviously that didn't help me totally a lot with my health aversion here. Yellow roses in the window. Those aren't the flowers that were left for Clausia. Okay, yeah, good. Which thing gives me medicine? I think it's this over here. Let's bother the clerk again.
Is this about the questions again?
No, okay, that's fine. Is it this? I think it's this.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay. I don't think it really helps me to get a +3 health item when I have 3 health. But I guess if there's a limited stock of Nocifed, then that would be a reason to grab the Dramine. And none of it's like turbo expensive for what we've got now. It can be used multiple times. Fascinating. I wouldn't have known. 3 uses. Okay. Well, then that's a good reason to grab it then, because 27 versus 25. Yeah, just adding to the counter. All right. Well, good. Dramine.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
I feel like that's a pretty decent little stack there. I think I almost died using Dramine one time. Lol. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm trying to picture this in my head, but yes, no, that makes sense. Yeah, Dramamine. If you weren't aware, non-drowsy Dramamine is comorbid with alcohol. Do not mix them. All right. Yeah. Well, and just because you don't feel the Dramamine working doesn't mean that it's not doing things to you. Lessons learned in the hard way. No, Pooch, that was actually kind of a confusing thing. It was a reasonable misunderstanding. All right, we no longer need our conceptualization gear for the passives. Our encyclopedia passive is still active, though, at least until it earns us another point. So let me see about what we put on shirt-wise. I think let's go ahead and put the armor on, just to have an abundance of caution. And then we can maybe keep our visual calculus up. Let's see. What do we want for our jacket? We don't need Revacholian nationhood. Don't be silly. Shivers. I like the visual calculus. Put the coat on over the armor. Look all cop-like in our black jeans. Yeah. That offsets these two for a balance of 2. Yeah, I like that. Oh no. The point, Boosh, is that we don't want you to be stewing in embarrassment, if at all possible. And I'm sure that anything so's would be happy to share their mod corner with you. What? Is there still anything in the boxes here? I don't think so.
You keep coming back.
No. Okay. I was not sure. All right. Let's see what we got. First of all, we have some dying locusts to check on. Oh, anything so thought they were being sent to the corner. Wouldn't necessarily... The things that would make less sense.
The trap is full of locusts, but they seem weak and unhealthy. A few lie on their backs with their legs twitching. Still, no phasmid. Poor things.
Alright, so no phasmid, no real updates on the locust. Alright. Let's go make a little push. I feel like I can push past another half hour, but I may not get like amazingly far for where we're actually at. We'll see. I will do my best to make progress. I am enjoying it quite a lot, playing this here with you all this evening. You know what? Let's keep our multi-tool out. No reason not to. Alright. Save here. We need to take a break to remember all the cat... I'll remember the cat herder commercial. Greatest Superman. I do not know this commercial, then. I will trust you that that it was good. Oh great, this will take about a half hour and then we can deal with the consequences at a later date. I mean, that sounds potentially good.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
Oh nice. These are computer components.
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
Interesting. How'd they do that and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know.
What a good sentence. Your fingers don't know.
The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced.
Cool. We're dangerously close to having another skill point here. Hey Kim, look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think it is used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
The lieutenant tilts his head, watching the light glimmer on the glass. This particular form of technology is giving me like Caves of Cud vibes, which is honestly like a compliment for most things I could say it about. So this is all that remains of Feld R&D.
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Could this be part of the Feld playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here. You will be disappointed.
Hoping is a strong word, but...
All you'll find here is pain.
Inland Empire, you always say the most uplifting things. Alright. Well, that was interesting, certainly, but not immediately productive, which is fine. Alright. We have our permanent save back at the door, so if anything goes particularly wrong, then, well, it goes particularly wrong, I suppose. Thought. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Feels strange. Well, Boosh, I feel less ready with every ominous comment that you make. But it kind of doesn't really matter. I'm kind of out of most other things to do, so we press onward. I am curious. I'm excited. I am, you know, worried. All right, let's see what these have. Money. Cool. More money. Also cool.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
Yeah, this is reminding me that I never did actually go back over to where the shipping container is and try that red check. I don't know if it'll still be there or if I'll be able to get to it or anything, but I guess I can always go back to my save and go, futz with it if I need to, on or off air.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The instigator titled her.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Alright. Well, she was saying don't fight it or move too much, that'll make it worse. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's the only advice I've got. So, here goes. Don't cover them.
That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
Fair enough.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
So, Yell, you're under arrest. What's happening to me? Are you going to kill me too? Or help Kim? My brain's on fire. I don't think he's going to be able to help us that much. Yell through the static. You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
Yeah, that seemed like maybe it was a bad idea, but I kind of had to try. She turns the dial in her hand. Damage, health. Gotta heal ourselves.
With a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Alright, let's see. Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here.
Are you? Are you really? Is that what we're calling this?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Using one of those devices used to send signals through the pale on me. Christ, maybe don't sit on one while enduring anti-pale radio waves. My experience has been that it gives you the opportunity to heal if you have healing items, like, while you're losing health, so I wasn't too worried about it. But, I mean, yeah, if it helps. I'll bump up to 2. Yeah, let's exposit. Sure, why not?
Wow, check out the big brains on you. You're not entirely wrong.
She sounds impressed. Love the number station.
You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do.
You know, I bet there's a drawback to this, but yeah. Look back at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Eyes closed. Lieutenant is doubled over. He's still alive and breathing.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it.
Okay, thanks for the exposition.
Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Thank you for the emphasis there. You're very stylish. I think you're also wearing the last piece of armor, maybe? Hard to tell, because the screen's going all wobbly.
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Okay. That seems like it could have consequences, but sure. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods toward her torture device.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Kim's impulses.
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
As Jess points out, only illegal to sell or import. It was put in the mind there for a moment of there's a 2000s Finnish pop punk song that I still have an MP3 of somewhere that I was reminded of for a second. Tedeschi Hollywoodin. I don't remember the name of the band. This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Doesn't seem sustainable, Ruby.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal with my mattress.
The smoker on the balcony. They have the Lumineers in this universe?
Turn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon.
Yeah, I bet it's more of a 9mm given the bullet we found.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Okay. Well, we can try to destroy the machine. Let's see. So, how did you know we were coming? Did you shoot Lely? Destroy the machine, or I can't take it anymore. Just go. Don't attempt to destroy the compressor. Boy, I wonder what destroying this thing mid-operation actually does. Let's ask the questions first, I suppose. How did you know we were coming? I have a feeling it was pretty obvious.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
Interesting. I don't know which helps us more in a practical sense, but I don't particularly want to, like, sow discord in the fishing village exactly. She didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
She smiles a little smile.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
So let's see. Preparing for the worst. You're desperate, aren't you? Or you don't need that. Let's see. You're desperate, aren't you?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
Color me a little skeptical.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today.
Did you shoot Lely?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you.
Interesting certainty there.
So she says she didn't do it, and she doesn't trust you. Is it you specifically, or the citizens' militia that she distrusts?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
Right, Claudia was the first to share her suspicions, or when I threatened to arrest her, Claudia broke. She told me everything. You're right, Claudia was first to share her suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this.
She smiles sadly.
But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Let's see. Titus told me. Took some convincing. Trask is voting for 2 here. Your own boys told us you were on the coast. Alright, I'm gonna click the little votey thing and everybody tell me, I guess, if it works, and if not, I'll piece it together from the chat. So just seeing. 3, 2, 1, votey. No, it wasn't always working for everybody all the time. All right. Pretty spread out there, but I'm gonna go with the vote, especially since that was kind of where I was leaning to begin with. So Titus told me. Took some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Let's see. So, wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Or, honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me? She is, I think, saying that we aren't likable. Yeah. Which, you know, fair enough. We are wearing this fucking necktie. Yeah, I get the feeling Kim likes us sometimes, but, you know, there's a little ways to go there. Yeah, I'm going to here. I'll do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
She adjusts her grip on her gun.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Let's see. I like the idea of starting off kind of non sequitur a little bit. Did you leave any flowers for Claudia on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
Let's see. They weren't just flowers, they symbols of revolution pushed through the pain.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Claudia was mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
Okay, so you didn't leave Maybells.
No, I did not.
Alright, well that's interesting. Would you say the Lely was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Is there anything more personal you had against him? Perhaps his way with women? Did you feel protective of the Union? Let's try that one first, and then we can go back to 2. Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
Okay. There's nothing more personal that you had against him? Perhaps his way with women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me. And definitely not a reason to off someone.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured, but...
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department.
Okay. Other questions?
I'm listening.
Let's see. Do you have an alibi for when Lely was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
Let's see. I think 2 is pretty much exactly what they said. There's this, like 15 minutes where they were like, yeah, she went to the bathroom. They said you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes. You know, Den, I don't remember the number. I think it was like maybe 14 or something, but I know that they said that she like went to the bathroom, like specifically, which is why I was, doing this one and less than the specific number. So yeah, they said you left to take a really long leak, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
Hold on, no one takes a 15-minute leak. I feel like that's missing the point a little bit. which, funny as it is. But our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Let's see. Play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
Let's see. There's some mysterious pinball machines in some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling. Never mind the pinball bin. There's a secret way from the whirling to the roof. I mean, yeah, that at least explains why we're talking about it. And I feel like, however this resolves, it's probably not going to be, you know, a concern that she knows about it now.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns, studying your face.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
That's what I've been saying.
I mean, me, not Harry.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
Pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Okay. You have a gun.
And?
Boosh, are you asking suggestion? Do we really gotta? Is that lay something better on her? Gotcha, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we can with what we have left. Let's see. Where did you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like the name of a real store.
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
I can't quite tell what kind of gun is it.
A Nachtway 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
Yeah. Do you collect guns, maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
While we're here, I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
I mean, yeah. There's other evidence I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah. Evidence.
I feel like this is going to be a real dead end, but do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Yeah, that was my conclusion too, although again, couldn't drill it into Harry's head. You liked Claudia a lot.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl like her? It's a very silly question. Okay. Boosh is very insistent about backing out of this particular conversation here, which, yeah, like, totally fine.
Go ahead.
And mine
Well,
too,
also Kim's, yeah.
But keep on. This must be done.
Alright, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, that is my general MO suggestion. Let's see. More homosexual underground friends. I mean, well, friend might be a bit of a stretch here. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity. She's refusing to adopt the demeanor of a cornered animal, a leader with no one to lead. She still wants to retain some control of the situation.
It's okay. We just want to...
Kim. She was never going to believe that anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter that you couldn't finish the sentence.
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
So on the one hand, confirming details here is useful, but I try to not lead witness testimony. And that seems to have been going all right so far. So let's go with, and what did she say?
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Klausy found it weird you came up with a plan so quickly. Klausy said you seemed to have a plan prepared when you got there. Let's go with the more neutral verbiage here. Klausy said you seemed to have a plan prepared when you got there.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
Yeah, her idea.
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
You can see it. Her lips, though still white, don't seem to tremble as much anymore. She moves with focus and deliberation.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Klasia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
Showerhead, resourceful. That's bad that she'd be so calm. I don't believe you. I mean, I do believe you. At least as much as I believed Klasia, I guess. So let's see. Really surprised me how quickly she was able to... I guess I just mostly don't want to be flippant. That's bad that she'd be so calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
I think we've already established that probably the shot didn't come from anywhere on the Whirling's grounds. Do you think she killed Laylee herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
Suddenly, Kim doesn't sound so affected by the machine. Lieutenant forced himself to finish the sentence. Yeah, I've been kind of wondering about the silencer thing. The game hasn't really indicated that that's a thing in this setting, but like, yeah, I am kind of like, and I mean, they don't make it entirely like quiet. You know, silencers, depending on the gun, can still be quite loud, but it certainly changes the way that a sound would like carry, especially, through building materials.
War? The thought crossed my mind, but the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going...
She purses her lips.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Fair enough. If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
Okay. What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
She looks at you quizzically. How can you be this well informed and not have a clue what's going on with me?
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this? Or bullshit, you're trying to throw me off. No one says that. Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
I mean... Seems like you've just had a lot of free time, honestly.
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
I mean... Didn't we recover our ID? I guess maybe that's not the point here. I guess I'm no one's agent. I don't even know who La Puta Madre is.
Right. Sure. You don't know.
I'm sure I'm supposed to know, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
Obviously.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
Alright, what did you do to this Madre anyway?
You know what I did. I fucked him over. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
I thought we had an agreement, she thinks. This was not supposed to happen. She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat.
Yeah. Mod is mad at me for translating the Spanish. I mean, I guess to be fair, AutoMod doesn't pay attention to the game. Like anything so's slowly poking holes in the AutoMod for terms.
Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Alright, most important information first. Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Huh. Okay. What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
Uh-huh.
That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
Yeah.
Satellite Officer Vitmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minot. We could either take a room here in the whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we have the opportunity to try to bluff. I don't know how much that's really gonna help us here, and I guess there's not really a whole lot of chance of her like deciding to trust us, but I feel like we can still piece things together by bouncing, sort of true facts off of her. So I think I know them. They're in Martinez, or at least two of them, I guess.
Friction.
Thanks.
Lock. Set.
Don't leave me here. Please delete.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Alright. Well, I think that we're going to get just this attempt at this. It's a pretty good chance. Let's see if we can destroy the machine, and I guess if we don't, then we see what happens. I guess we see what happens either way. And be pretty funny if we died here, honestly. That would be a pretty decent end to stream, and I could come back, see how I can do otherwise going forward. So let's try to destroy the machine. Hey. We move so fast. Though I don't blame her for not wanting to get into the way.
Did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
Whisper over your shoulder. You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
Lieutenant Hunch is recovering.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
She puts the barrel of the gun into her mouth. What are you doing? Rhetoric challenge. Convince her to put the gun down. Go ahead then. I don't know if I really want to roll the dice on this being helpful versus harmful to our challenges, our challenge here. And rhetoric is our special boy skill, so let's cross our fingers. Let's try to convince her to put the gun down.
You should know the words to say.
Damn.
You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you?
Why am I standing here like an idiot?
Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now.
She doesn't deserve to die like this.
No, wait. Finally, it comes to you.
Oh, God.
A way to connect with her.
Maybe we can get her to shoot us instead. I know your pain. I've been let down by women too. Oh, God.
She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Yeah. God damn. Okay, let's see. Oh, God. What did we just do? She killed herself. I failed to talk her down. It's our fault. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Or, okay. What do we do now? All right. Yeah. let's speed ourselves up about this a little bit. She killed herself. I failed to talk her down.
Lieutenant Yefreitor Dubois, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can't let this break you.
Uh-huh.
There is no coming back from this one. It will stay with you in nightmares.
Yeah, I bet. And on the one hand, not like wanting to overring the whole thing exactly, but I feel like making Kim stay in the moment here for just a minute. Oh god.
Fuck.
Lieutenant stands motionless, watching the blood pool in the sand.
Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now, too.
Okay, Volition. Yeah, I mean, I considered it a possibility, Den, given all the signaling that the game was doing up front, but yeah, the game isn't fucking around, and I did think that we would have a better chance at intervening, too, is I guess my thing. So yeah, apologies if that was real rough. I mean, it was real rough, but you know, rougher, I guess. Okay. Okay. What do we do now?
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere.
He looks around.
That tent there.
He squints into the darkness. Alright. Well. This is perfectly unlovely. Let's collect some orbs and collect our thoughts. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridge with bananas. Tent. Alright, some health. Say no to that. Ruby's gone. Go to her tent. Alright, tent.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
I did know that despite extremely low odds, it is possible to survive such a shot, you know. Let's look inside.
You see a rolled up sleeping bag and personal belongings.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
Indeed not, Den. Still doesn't usually lead to good outcomes. Okay, let's carry her over here.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay.
There she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs, books, and half-read magazines. Magazines? You should look through them.
Yeah, let's shine our flashlight on the books and magazines.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook. Let's take it.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. She watches by, motionless.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Okay, Kim. As you say. Right, her pepperbox pistol, double-barreled pistol is a compact, no-nonsense design, more durable than precise. Walnut panel grip is scratched up, bearing the sheen of long wear in the hands of its previous owner. And let's see. 45 minutes. If we're going to start reading something, let's go ahead and... Yeah, I mean, let's forget our suggestion penalty here and internalize a thought here. Alright. And then the well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand named Schneller embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler. Here we go.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Let's examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. She had good taste and must have taken what she recorded here seriously.
Let's unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Let's flip through those pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
We could learn a lot from this.
All right. How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Man, it seems like not an amazing position from the start. What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Professionalism is his coping mechanism.
I suspected as much, Volition, but thank you. What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Okay. Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
Interesting. What did she write on the day Lily died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though. Well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Long shot, but anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
All right, let's read the entry from March 9th first.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Things played out just as she had feared, except you didn't shoot her.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking in Inland Empire.
It's in you to do something like this. Kill her. Physically, at least. You could pull the trigger if you had to.
I mean, demonstrably, my little insignia hologram thing says that I've done so a few times. But I like to think that I wouldn't have in this situation, at least. So, I mean, Half-Light might read me for filth here, but I think probably appropriate under the circumstances. No, I couldn't.
Yes, you could. You'd pull it 1, 2, 3 times and watch her fall. No, stop. He wouldn't do that.
I guess thanks, Sympathy. I'm not sure you're right, but thanks. Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures, first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
Hello, Gabe.
That must have been one hell of a conversation.
Yeah, it does seem like it. All right, what's the most recent entry in this journal?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might have been framed.
Lieutenant taps on the page.
This whole thing was a detour, and a fatal one, he thinks.
Yeah, I was really hoping that we could prevent it from being fatal, but, no dice. Yeah, Gabe, you came in right on the tail of us having a 72% chance, at least on the red check, that didn't go our way. No telling what would have happened if we had succeeded. If there's anything I've learned about the red checks in particular, they're not guarantees. But, yeah, it's a heck of a time for a bad roll. Yeah, pretty heavy.
Don't get emotional.
Volition, easier said than done. Okay, so she died for nothing. She killed the merc, then turned the gun on herself. Case closed. It's so tidy. Okay, what do you mean framed? Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. Okay, what do you mean framed?
By the Hardy Boys? By Glacier? By us?
Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He looks at you straight in the eye for a moment and sighs. Who is La Puta Madre?
The head of a major Jamrock gang, specializing in drug production and trafficking. A very bad person.
Okay, that does make some sense, I suppose, given what, sorts of things we were doing that led to our amnesia. So, then who do you think killed the merc?
Glacier was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or...
He stops to think. But no one heard the shot.
Maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, I have a feeling she might not be there when we go back.
One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got our return to whirling in rags. Someone there has something to answer to, and Ruby said you were a notoriously corrupt cop, La Puta Madre Espione. That's why she was scared of you. When you get the chance, call your station to find out more, if you dare. Yeah, big if, I guess. And then... Right, we've got our thought here.
One more door. There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it. You cannot open all the doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at one time or another. Maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial.
And that one gives us -1 half-light, no fear, and all Psyche White checks unlocked. Okay, well, if we get another thought, we can get rid of this one because I value a point of half-light more than no checks being unlocked. But glad we managed to get all of our thoughts caught up, if nothing else. And yeah, Gabe, I mean, they can feel bitter sometimes. There is always the option present of, save scumming if it's really important to you, although obviously they put them sometimes at climactic moments to discourage it. But I've been trying to sort of roll with the punches in this run, and that's what I'm going to do, though I don't guarantee I won't, after I finish this playthrough, go back and kind of just see what might happen there. I have a save from when I entered the scene. I guess I don't know that would be like on a stream or not, but I do appreciate what they're doing with the red checks, though, and sort of, making things have to be like really solid decisions. And I also respect, even as it is, sometimes kind of, bitter or irksome, the thing with like white checks expiring, right? People move on, or like Rene died, you go around a white check. It feels like a system in good faith, even if it can, sort of be tough. Let's see what's here. Money. All right. Okay. I have gone over past where I was planning to stream to, which this is a work night for me, so I really should wrap it up. It is as Anything So said, pretty heavy note, but that was always in the cards with this game in particular, I think. So gotta call it when we call it, I think. And mostly just thanks everybody for tuning in. I don't know how many more episodes total we have left. I know there's more game, certainly, and the conversations can take a long while, in places, which again is, not a critique at all. But, I appreciate everybody stopping in. I hope we'll all be back next time, kind of see where this goes from here. And, I guess give yourself something a little uplifting or frivolous, a little palate cleanser to do, especially if it's getting close to your bedtime. And yeah, I will try to be ahead of those things. I'm better at posting ahead of Sunday streams and Thursday streams because of the work week, but I will say, and I'll post about it as well, there's no stream on Sunday. I'll be recording for the podcast instead, but I plan to be back during the week next week, probably Thursday, but I will certainly clarify it ahead of time. A couple days in advance. I've been trying to keep the Twitch scheduler updated, if nothing else, and yeah, I'll do my best to post on socials too. It's I'm trying to get regular at it. I'm trying to, kind of make it a routine part. But working it into my work schedule has been tough, and working the posting into my work schedule has been tougher. But do my level best, and thanks for showing up regardless. Especially and even when the posts aren't well in advance. So in the meantime, though, love y'all, and have a great rest of your whenever it is. See you next time. Here's a couple of soundtrack bits to send you off.